What's going on? My name is Jason Parks, the Media Captain. Today we're going to talk about what you should take into consideration when hiring an SEO. That entails job description, titles, skill sets. So this is a very important topic, so let's dive into it. My background, my expertise on this topic is that I've owned a digital marketing agency for over a decade. We've worked with hundreds of businesses, and I've helped them hire in-house SEOs when need be. And also for our agency, I've hired a lot of different SEOs as well. So I know what to look for. And the tough thing with SEO is there's a lot of people that can kind of BS it, where based off of a resume, it might seem like they have a great deal of expertise, but that's not always the case. So I want to do some critical thinking exercises within this video so you can find the right candidate for search engine optimization. The other thing when hiring an SEO is that it is very important that you are seeking out the skill sets that best suits your company. So people just think SEO and they believe that, oh, SEO, people are great writers, they're good with technical, they're good with local SEO, they're good with copywriting, and there's so much to SEO that people don't realize that there's different skill sets for different areas of SEO. So it's important that you are looking to bring on the right person based off of the skill sets. So let's go through a couple of different types of SEO positions. One is a content writer. And this is somebody that can write great content. So they would have a journalism background. And what this person can do is that they would be able to enhance content on your website. Obviously, content is extremely important for SEO. When you have more words on a page and there's more keywords on the page, Google values this. So it's really important to have a team of content writers, whether you want to freelance that out, whether you want to hire an agency, whether you want to bring somebody in-house just to write content. This is such an important aspect. So you don't want to hire somebody for SEO if they're more technical or they're not a great writer, when what you really need is content development. So a content writer is huge for search engine optimization. When it comes to finding a content specialist, it's a bonus if they have SEO knowledge when it comes to title tags and descriptions and getting the right keywords and internal linking. This is a plus, but it is not a requirement. So I always say the most important thing is just find a great writer. And if you have somebody that can manage the writer and dictate like what sort of content and coach them a little bit on some of the other SEO elements, you'll be in good shape. But too often, this is where people fail. They just don't find great writers and it hurts them. All right, so let's go on to a SEO specialist. So there's an SEO specialist, and then I'm going to get into an SEO manager. So an SEO specialist is somebody that has SEO experience, but likely under 3 years of experience. So maybe they did SEO during an internship or in college, or they started out as their first job doing SEO. So they have 3 years experience, but they are not in an SEO manager level just yet. So what an SEO specialist should be able to do is they should be able to, somewhat of a jack of all trades, they should be able to dictate strategy. So let's say if there's some freelance writers underneath the SEO specialist, they should be able to dictate what type of content needs to be optimized. They should be able to implement some SEO changes themselves. So whether that's writing content, whether that's changing up title tags or descriptions, they should be familiar with how to actually implement changes. So again, hybrid between a little bit of management, but also doing implementation. So the SEO specialist should also be well-versed in Google Analytics. They should not be coming into this having no knowledge of GA. They should know GA. They should know Google Search Console. They should be familiar with SEO tracking tools like SEMrush and Moz. So when you have somebody that is an SEO specialist, it can be very beneficial. We'll go into all of the details for SEO Manager here in a second. Okay, so now SEO Manager, this is somebody that would have 3 years of experience, 3+ years of experience. I would say 3 years being a minimum. They would really be able to manage the entire SEO process. So that comes in terms of hiring an agency, hiring in staff, hiring people on your staff, mapping out detailed strategies. So an SEO manager would be able to come into your business and dive into the into your business details, your overall most profitable products or service areas, and they would be able to then dictate an SEO strategy to align with your business objectives. There's really not going to be a lot of hand-holding here. The SEO manager also should have really strong communication skills. They're going to have to conduct meetings with other managers within your organization and just higher level people. So they should have the ability to put together very high level reports. And and the other thing with an SEO manager is that they've likely gotten their hands dirty in SEO. So they probably are strong at either writing content or optimizing some technical things. So you want to make sure that an SEO manager has had experience at another company actually making the implementations, because that's what makes the best manager, is somebody that has been there and done that. The last one is somebody that's well versed with technical SEO. So this is really your webmaster. And there's a lot of confusion with technical SEO because in theory, a developer can handle a lot of technical SEO items, but developers aren't always versed in SEO, so they're not knowing what items to address. This would just include technical SEO. That would include things like broken links, the sitemap, if there's complex redirects that have to take place, if you're managing multiple domains. So it's just somebody that's a little bit more technical. I should go back and state that the SEO manager, an important responsibility for the SEO manager is for them to be fluent in their communication with a developer on your team and just having a grasp on your website so changes can easily be implemented. But technical SEO, again, a lot of times it could just be a developer that you leverage and you have somebody like an SEO manager that's relaying them the information. So those are different jobs when it comes to SEO. You have content, you have the specialist, you have the manager, and you have the technical side of things. Hopefully this gives you a little bit more of an understanding of what to look for in your next hire when you're looking for the perfect SEO for your business. My name is Jason Parks with The Media Captain. If you ever have any questions, you can send me an email, info@themediacaptain.com. And of course, check out our blog, themediacaptain.com/blog. We post a ton of resources. So if you're into SEO or paid advertising or anything digital, you could go there to find more information.